Tell me about your first experience with garden roses.
To be honest, it was like 6 years ago. I was walking in a cold room here in Holland, and I spotted this big bucket with Prince Jardinier. That was my first thing, and I was, what is this scent? And then this is how my journey began, 6 years ago.
And what happened next? When you saw the Prince Jardinier, you said, I want this.
I want this, and then how can I get this? And then on and on, I started trying more varieties. I didn't know any, to be honest. I didn't know any. I didn't even know that the garden rose market category.
Existed.
Yeah. So this road took me in many ways, they opened the door for so many things that I wouldn't even consider being possible.
Really?
Yeah. And then I met, I don't know if you remember Federico from PFC.
Yes.
And he started sending me roses. Yeah, Alina, get roses. Yeah, try this one and try this one and try this one. And after many times, I started to understand the roses and learn the varieties. And then I kept ordering the ones I like the most. And then I get better and better and better on using them. And now I can say that I can use proper varieties that the bouquet smells in a proper way. So when I do a bouquet with garden roses, either I use one variety to make it shine, or I use varieties that goes along with.
You've become an expert in garden roses, and your talent, this is just a sign of one of the many things you've done. Your ability to combine colors and textures is really incredible. Everybody has had to do with this wall here. It's just a huge hit. Thank you for that.
This was in my mind for the moment.
Really?
I said yes. I need to get the scented texture wall for Alexandra Farms booth. I don't know why.
When you first got the Prince Jardinier, you brought me to you have a store in Bucharest?
Yes, I have a store in Bucharest.
And
we're only dealing with garden roses.
Is that
right now.
right?
That's it.
But before that, you had regular roses.
Regular roses, yeah. Because I didn't know this kind of product exists.
What kind of customers do you cater to?
Usually high-end customers, people who can afford, first of all, and second, who understand the preciousness of this.
Yeah, I'm seeking those customers all over the world. Those that understand that the fragrance and the aperture, the performance of the rose is special.
And now the Romanian royal family fell in love with the garden roses.
That's
so
wonderful.
All their events has to have garden roses. Yeah. So Her Majesty, Our Majesty.
Her Majesty.
Yeah, loves garden roses.
Wow.
I think this year we did with all the varieties of David Austin a very beautiful special dinner for the royal family. All of them from your farm, of course, because you have the best quality. And we have standing orders, so I receive your beauties on a weekly basis.
Sure.
But it was a hard road to walk.
Really? What was the hardest part?
Because people don't know. The florist doesn't know the variety. So training the florist and training the customers and explaining over and over again that the garden rose has to bloom. That's his purpose, and you don't need to buy the closed buds. That has nothing to do with the freshness. You know, this thing.
And so you had your shop and events from your shop. And you before garden roses, for your events, you would use regular roses.
Regular roses, regular flowers.
And now you only use garden roses.
Only garden roses.
And do you find that when you use garden roses for everyday work, they perform well?
Yeah, they perform perfectly. I think it's a myth. If you know how to handle the roses, you'll get the best out of it. So
do your customers realize they're getting something special?
Yes. They come, nowadays they are come because they know that we are the only one having these special varieties. So they started come to us because they received a bouquet made by us, and they searched us, and then they came again and again and again and again.
And what do you think is the most attractive characteristic of garden roses to these high-end customers?
I think their uniqueness. Their uniqueness.
Is it
the way they bloom, they open.
The performance.
The performance. The colors,
The colors.
the textures, the shape. They're so special in every possible way.
The fragrance affect
and,
their
yeah,
demand
yes,
also?
also.
Will they choose fragrance over color or color over
It
fragrance?
depends on the client.
Yeah.
It depends on the client. There are clients who prefer 100% scented roses, and there are clients who prefer Miyabi. So Miyabi is a bestseller in our shop.
Is it?
Yes.
That's very sophisticated market.
Yeah.
Not everybody appreciates the beauty of Miyabi.
In our shop, Miyabi is the best performer.
Wow. Do people come from the street to buy
Yeah,
it?
the people come from the street.
When
or
they
the
see
people
it in the-
came with the phone and said, "I want this bouquet. Can you do it? This one. You have it on your website. Can you on your website? Can you do it? Yeah, sure. We have the roses here."
Wow.
So everybody's happy.
Is it a lot of repeat customers for
Yes.
you? It's the same people
The
buy
same.
again and again.
Yeah, but from the people who are buying again and again comes another people who receive the flowers from the people who are buying
Right.
regular. So right now we are doing perfectly. Selling garden,
Wonderful.
only garden roses.
That's
And we
great.
are unique. In Romania, we are unique.
Yeah.
We are only selling garden roses.
That's great.
Yeah.
Where did your flower experience and design come from? How
I
long have
learned
you been-
myself. I mean, I'm in the wedding industry for a very long time.
Yes.
I had 5 wedding venues in Bucharest. I'm working, I think I have 18 years working in the
Wow.
flower, not in the flower, but in the wedding industry.
wedding industry.
And at some point I was so disappointed that I couldn't get the quality, the quality of the flowers that I wanted, and I couldn't get the quantities. I'm doing these huge events, I'm using a lot of flowers. So my provider back then couldn't give me what I wanted. So that's the moment when I started to do my own research, and I have to get these flowers, I have to do this, and I have to do that. And I think 10 years ago or 12 years ago, I don't remember exactly, I flew to England to do a floral class because I said I have to do it in my way, and I cannot do it without knowing how to,
Right, to design.
to design. And that was my turning point, my first turning point into the floristry world. And then step by step, I keep pushing myself to do different things and to do international events and use special flowers, the kind of flowers you cannot buy from whatever place you want, So I have a niche market that I'm
wonderful.
addressing.
That's wonderful.
Yes.
I think that's great.
I saw some ribbons, and you have some awarded roses. Tell me more about the.
Yeah, we've in every trade show that we go to, we participate in the New Varieties contest. We've been going to the Society of American Florists convention for 20 years. When we first started, we got our first red ribbon, and through the years, we've gotten ribbons every single year from all the new varieties we launched. So in trade shows, we like to put the ribbon in the vase of the variety that won it. And
So they know.
the red ribbon is the third prize. It's a number of points.
Okay.
And all the ones that have between 70 and 80 points get a red ribbon, 80 to 90 get a blue ribbon, and then there's the best in show. And we're lucky enough to have 2 best in shows. We have 2 or 3 best in class, in the rose class, and we have plenty of red ones. But we also get medals from the Russian show. And that's a very cool prize because it's much more competitive there. From the whole show, maybe you'll get 5 or 6 medals. At IFTF, you might get 30 or 40 red ribbons. So the medals are very cool. And then in Proflora, we also get medals, and that's also very competitive.
What's the varieties that are awarded? So you have a purple.
Wanted one, best in show ones are wanted variety.
Wanted.
Bridal piano, which we no longer grow, also won best in show. We recently got a blue ribbon, which is the highest of the garden rose for Princess Fairy Kiss.
Yeah, I know. Also that
Yeah.
one performs amazing. That's an amazing
And you can
spray rose.
you can look at our awards in the webpage. We have a very sophisticated webpage. We have all the awards they've won, what year they were launched, and the Pantone colors of each one of our
really?
varieties.
Amazing.
It's all trying to be helpful to designers to figure out what's the right variety for them. You know them by heart. A lot of people don't.
How do you manage to keep up the trends? How do you manage to keep growing?
It's very important for us to talk to people like you to make sure we're on the right trend because we're growers in the end. We're not designers, and we need your help in finding the newest things. For example, the sand colors.
Right.
We were late to that party because we thought that nobody would want to get married with a mud-colored flower, and boy, were we wrong.
So you have to keep, you have to grow things that will be in fashion for in the future. That's the hardest part.
Very hard.
Yeah.
We cannot predict what will be in fashion, but we can have a little bit of everything. So no matter what's in fashion, we have something for it.
How many varieties do you have?
66.
See?
You knew that.
I know that. I knew that. Yeah.
And now we feel that instead of adding more varieties, we're going to have to start substituting. So instead of adding another white, we have to get a better white and replace whatever white we have with this new one. Because 66 varieties, you're a fan and you know them all, but we can't expect everybody to know all of our varieties all the time. So we probably have to limit it. We were going to limit it to 20.
Oh.
We're at 66 now, and we hope not to get to 80.
But for sure not 20.
No, for sure.
How could you possibly?
Well, we said, okay, we have a couple of white, a couple of pink, a couple of dark pink, an orange, and a red. 20.
No. Absolutely not.
That was wrong.
No. I cannot imagine to cut all these beautiful flowers. Yeah, I understand what you're saying. You don't need 5 varieties with the same color. I do understand. But how can you pick the right one?
It's so hard.
Yeah.
And rather than thinking we know, we try to test different things in the market. For example, and innovate, because we have to be at the forefront of innovation. We've been there, and we need to keep being there. So we launched things like Princess Midori and Princess Pinku, which are very out of the box.
Oh, very out of the box.
But we're testing these things, see how they work, see where the trends go. We're Cafe Latte is something that's been in the market for a while, but the color is so unique, we thought we would try it, and it's been a huge hit. It's trial and error. We're not visionaries. It's through trial and error that we get where we go.
But from my side, what performs amazing, it's Miyabi. And is Miyabi Cha now? It's not Miyabi Brown.
Brown.
Brown. It's Miyabi
We
Brown
call
now.
it
Okay.
Miyabi Brown.
Miyabi Brown. And Princess Fairy, but this is crazy. This
I want
is
to
a
show
rose.
this because it's such an amazing
Exactly.
rose.
And you will get it like this. It's so. I'll get it in a so close stage, and then it opens. It looks like my dress. I have a Miyabi dress, yeah. And the color, the way that it opens, and the way you can see the colors on the inside and on the outside.
Tremendous face life. It performs
Exactly.
from nothing to absolutely flat.
Exactly.
It's 5 times bigger than it was when it first started. 5 times bigger. It's an amazing rose.
Huge.
It's an amazing rose.
And again, we have a huge request on this rose, and also on Princess Fairy Kiss. Princess Fairy Kiss. This is Miyabi.
This is the Miyabi Brown, which is the sister.
Yes.
So it's a little bit more sand color, a little bit smaller, but also fabulous.
I fall in love with this one when
Did
I visit.
you?
Yeah, when I visit you in Colombia.
You did your
that was my
arrangement.
first time. Yeah,
I
that was
remember that.
the first time I saw that variety. I love that variety.
Yeah,
it's
it's
amazing. But people are very responsive to this one.
Well,
Amazing.
people have to see this one to like it, because when you're selling it, it's hard to sell because it's not it's not one color. It's a dark pink with a light pink with a bit of a peach, and it's very hard to sell. So we had to give these away for a year before people started liking it.
Really?
Yes.
I did a bouquet. It's called Summer in Japan, and everybody wants to buy that
Really?
bouquet. Summer in Japan because
Perfect.
the
Of course,
variety is
the
Japanese,
Yes.
and everybody wants to buy the Japanese variety because the way it looks, you cannot see this in every flower shop, and that's too bad for them and too good for me. What can I say? But you keep doing the great job, then people. I hope many other florists would at least try. I'm just inviting them to try garden roses.
But we have this very special program that we do in the winter, where we give very special prices. It's about half the price we charge in the summer. And it's a very flexible program. Florists can decide what varieties to have in the box. It's only 48 stems, half the price, to encourage them to use garden roses for everyday work. First, they have to differentiate themselves from the supermarket,
right.
especially in the United States. The supermarkets have taken over. There used to be 40,000 florists 20 years ago. Now there's 10,000 florists.
Oh my God.
Supermarkets have taken over. The stem count is maybe 70% supermarkets nowadays. So we're trying to give florists a tool to differentiate themselves and to use this for everyday work. A dozen Miyabis is not going to compete with a supermarket. Nobody's going to say, oh, I can get that cheap at Publix. Nobody. And that's what the program is all about.
Amazing. And that's another thing florists do think that garden roses are only meant for bridal work. So after pandemic, I use them in all kind of designs.
Yeah.
They are perfectly for any kind of design, not only for the weddings. So you can.
It's a paradigm that we have to break.
Yes.
They think they're short-lived, and they're not.
And
Miyabi lasts as long as any rose.
Exactly.
And in the winter, they're half-priced, so they're not expensive and they're not very short-lasting.
So everybody can enjoy. And
everybody can enjoy them for everyday work.
That's the thing. I think that's the thing to do to educate the florists that they can use these garden roses in all kind of designs, not only wedding.
Not only weddings.
Yeah, but that's.
I say that garden roses are to roses what champagne is to wine.
Right.
And nowadays, people drink Prosecco all the time, right?
Right. Great, amazing. Yeah. So it's a long journey, Joey, but I'm willing to go there and confident and go there and educate the florists, the new generation of florists. So for all the people who think that garden roses are so sensitive, this is a wall with scented garden roses, and with garden roses, not only scented, that it's been here for, it's
fourth day. We started
fourth day in the
4
heat,
days in the sun,
with all the people touching them, smelling them, and in Oasis foam, because
and it's in foam.
It's in foam, which they really don't like. They prefer water, but still, this looks like in the first day, the opening stage is its best, and everything looks amazing. So, for those
everybody has come to take a picture on this wall. Everybody.
Mission
our
accomplished.
Competitors, our customers, breeders, everybody has come to take a picture. It's been a huge hit.
So that will be a challenge for the next season to do something better. That will be hard for whoever will do your booth. It will be a challenging thing. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It's always a pleasure
for making this site beautiful.
You're welcome, and I really enjoy your product. And you're the most amazing guy ever. Thank you.
Thank you. You're an amazing designer, Alina.